Hollywood liberals feeling less than patriotic on all days the 4th of July. Chelsea Handler tweeting, "To every country on the 4th of July, we're sorry about our president. He doesn't reflect all of our views, and we hope you know that the majority of us are ashamed. We will rally each other and come back to the world one step at a time." Michael Moore said this, "Happy Resistance Day. The revolt continues some 242 years later. Come on, people, let's finish this." Ooh. And not to be left out, Dan Rather wrote, "On this 4th of July, I refuse to let Donald Trump have the flag of the United States as his own. I refuse to have the Pledge of Allegiance sullied by the jingoism and divisions of our present national leaders. I refuse to have the Star-Spangled Banner used as a cudgel against principled speech. I refuse to let the best of this nation be debased and weaponized against truth and justice. I refuse to bow to cynicism." So why aren't liberals proud of America on the 4th of July? Joining me now, former senior advisor to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, Philippe Reines, and conservative commentator Gina Loudon, who is a member of President Trump's Media Advisory Board. So, Gina, I'll start with you. Do Democrats have a patriotism problem?
Well, polling suggests that perhaps they do. Polling suggests that, in fact, Democrats tend to be patriotic based upon who is actually occupying the White House rather than the founding principles of America, such as the Constitution, the struggles of our founding fathers to establish our country, those kinds of things. That's what conservatives tend to base their patriotism on. And not only that, Jesse, Democrats feel more patriotic when they're doing things like protesting, when they actually, 51% of them, I believe, said that they believed a patriotic thing to do was to break a law or to refuse to go to a war or to burn a flag. So you can see that the lines are very different between what Democrats and perhaps conservatives or Republicans consider patriotism.
Yeah, Philippe, I mean, wow. Burning a flag is patriotic, breaking laws are patriotic. I don't think that's what most Americans believe, do you?
Well, most Americans don't approve of what Donald Trump is doing. You know, you can cite polls where his numbers are going up. His numbers are still abysmal. He is someone.
What does that have to do with patriotism?
Well, I don't think any of this has anything to do with patriotism. July 4th is not just about bottle rockets and hot dogs. 242 years ago, it was the ultimate protest telling King George that we're not going to have any more of this. I think what's as divisive, if not more so, is other things that were going on July 4th. To talk about the poll that both you and Dr. Gina were just referring to, your own Brit Hume sent a tweet that he had to later take back because it was unfair to label Democrats as being unpatriotic.
Well, you know, before we get into whatever Brit Hume said, I'm not familiar with that. Let's actually take a look at the poll. And this is from Gallup. National pride dropping among Democrats. Now, if you look at 2018, just 32% of Democrats, proud Americans, Republicans 74%. But I mean, from 2013, you know, it's gone down by, you know, more than 20 points. That was when Barack Obama was president. Republicans have pretty much stayed the same. I mean, what do you account for that?
Well, the bulk of the drop started in 2015 forward, and the bulk of the Republican spike has started in 2015 forward.
It's not much of a spike. Come on.
Well, but this is essentially a referendum on Donald Trump. These numbers about pride have been going down since before 9/11 with both parties. Look, in an ideal world,
not as much on the Democrat side compared to the Republican side. Let me move on.
Because this is a referendum on Donald Trump.
I really don't think it is, because he wasn't president in 2015, Philippe. Now, I honestly do think the Democrats have a patriotism problem, Gina, because when you talk about what they did with the kneelers during the national anthem, they sided with them. You know, a lot of people on the left and the media sided with Kim Jong-un against Donald Trump. And we saw Bill Maher the other day rooting for an economic recession. It just seems to me, based upon their behavior and their rhetoric, that they don't like America when it's robust, when it's succeeding, and when it's, you know, patriotic. Or is that too large of a jump?
I wish it weren't, Jesse. I hate the whole thing, to be honest with you. I think all the time, I feel like if we could sit down, Republicans and Democrats, and have a conversation, I don't think there's that much we disagree about, but I do think the rhetoric of the leadership, of the media, and of the Hollywood elite is influencing people who are participating in these polls to say some outlandish things. And even Philippe didn't deny when I said that some Democrats' patriotism is based on burning a flag or on protesting or refusing to go to war and those kinds of things, so, or breaking a law. And so if that's the kind of thing they're basing it on, Jesse, it's a sad day in America for them.
I don't want to sit here and diminish anybody's patriotism. I don't want to question anybody's patriotism. I'm just looking at the behavior. And when you protest July 4th, when you protest Columbus Day, you know, when you kneel during the national anthem, it's just a lot of people get the wrong idea, Philippe, when people do that. That's all we're saying. You know,
what idea do people get when Alex Jones of InfoWars says that the Democratic Party is about to launch a civil war on July 4th? What message does it send when the right attacks NPR for tweeting out the Declaration of Independence one at a time? What kind of message does it send when Donald Trump...
I don't remember those things, but I do know that Bill Maher, I do know that but Moore, Michael Moore said, oh, let's revolt. Let's finish it this time. That sounded like he was calling for a little violent action against King Trump.
Look,
but I got to leave it at that. Guys, both of you two are very patriotic, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Thanks. You too, Jesse.
Coming up, Ben Shapiro on the